Environment Day, which was just Monday, June 5th, was the occasion for the United Nations special recognition of Amway and its history of environmental stewardship. The day began with the director of the United Nations Environment Program, declaring that the focus for this year must be
global warming, global warning.
He encouraged every country, private sector, and individual to heed the warning, bringing attention and action to environmental concerns. Amway is only the 8th recipient of the United Nations Environment Program's Environmental Achievement Award. Previous recipients were the government of Sweden, the government of Kenya, Marie Strong, first executive director of the UN Environment Program, distinguished scientist Carl Sagan, the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company for its work in Akron, Ohio, the National Geographic Magazine, and Pope John Paul II. Amway was cited this year in recognition of its commitment to the cause of environmental protection and awareness, and for its generous support and encouragement to young people to make the environment a priority concern and to place their talents in the service of the earth. The award not only honors and recognizes Amway's environmental programs this year, Ice Walk, Global Relief, and the Masters of the Arctic Art Exhibit, but Amway's long-standing history of environmental stewardship.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I also wish to make a second presentation, which I believe reflects the growing partnership between the United Nations Environmental Program and the industrial community. Perhaps one of the most encouraging developments to date is the extent to which the private sector has increasingly assumed responsibility in helping to shape the global agenda and in working with governments to find solutions. Tonight, we also honor Amway Corporation, which is increasingly becoming a partner in our global reforestation efforts and in inspiring young people to take up the cause of the environment. I am pleased to present the UNEP Achievement Award to the Amway Corporation.
We're honored by your recognition, and we're delighted to be in such distinguished company at this very esteemed institution. 1989 is turning out to be the year of the environment for Amway. Some of the most important dates in our calendar this year are environmental events. On Mother's Day, our Ice Walk team reached the North Pole. Today we're here on World Environment Day to open the Masters of the Arctic exhibition and to accept this award that was so kindly bestowed by the United Nations Environment Program. This Friday we'll plant a tree to formally announce our participation in the American Forestry Association's Global Relief Project, and that's spelled LEAF because it's the project committed to helping them reach the goal of planting 100 million trees as a way to fight global warming and the greenhouse effect. Last month, Amway employees and distributors watched with pride as the world's news media reported on the Ice Walk expedition planting a UN flag, which you gave us at the North Pole. Amway sponsored the Ice Walk to salute the same spirit of human endeavor that has been the hallmark of our 30 years of success. But that's only part of the Ice Walk story. The journey to the North Pole was a call to action for us to be stewards of the planet so that our children will inherit a planet that is still environmentally sound. The world's abundant gift of natural resources has been vital to the success of Amway, and we accept this award with a renewed commitment to never abusing that gift. After it leaves the United Nations, Mr. Secretary, the Inuit art will travel to various places throughout North America bringing their message of harmony and beauty to hundreds of thousands of people. However, we think that the wonderful gallery environment, the gallery over here itself, is so appropriate to its present location that I'm pleased to announce that Amway Corporation has agreed to donate the entire setting to become the new United Nations Gallery.
The Secretary General then opened the Inuit art exhibit, Masters of the Arctic, the first cultural program to be jointly sponsored by the U.S., Soviet, and Canadian missions to the UN, and made possible by the generous support of Amway. The exhibit was opened on World Environment Day because it focuses global concern on the Arctic region and the Inuit people, themselves an example of interconnectedness and peace. In the banquet hosted that evening by entertainer John Denver, the sponsoring missions to the UN toasted the Arctic Masters, the Ice Walk members, Amway, and people of the Arctic for their roles as concerned partners in the preservation of our planet.
But what I really want to toast to tonight is a word called partnership. The gist of everything that we are doing is involved with partnership, to where we do things together to make things better for all of us. And it seems to me, as we move forward in this environment and in this relationships with men, it's important to preserve our pride and dignity by each of us bringing to the partnership the talents and the gifts that God has given us.